Let's get a check of the morning's business news now. Let's bring in Peter Switzer, the founder of the Switzer Report. So all eyes on the RBA tomorrow, Pete. I think we all know which way they're going. So basically, is anyone with a loan already going to start off Melbourne Cup Day as a loser?
Well, Pete, look, basically, I kind of hoped you'd ask me, should the Reserve Bank raise interest rates? I'm arguing yes, they will. I hope she doesn't. I hope Michele Bullock, in her first courageous decision, she doesn't raise interest rates. I've got the NAB chief economist, Alan Oster, thinking that she should wait. You've got Ross Gittins from the Sydney Morning Herald, pretty tough, hard-nosed commentator. He thinks the case to raise is really weak. But as you know, most economists are saying she will raise. I don't know if they're saying she should, but they certainly say she will. So I think a lot of home loan repayment people will be suffering, even if they get the winner on the cup tomorrow. I think the realisation that their repayments are going up again will be really tough for them and tough for the economy as well. Yeah,
I mean, look, I spoke to Joe Hockey about this on Friday. He said it would be a big mistake for the RBA to raise interest rates again, considering, lag has got to be completed properly. I mean, now that he's not in the game, he's free to say all these kinds of things. But I mean, inflation's just not coming down. People are still spending, aren't they? So, I mean, I guess maybe Michele Bullock's hands are tied here.
Yeah, but in many ways, Pete, I was glad to hear Treasurer Chalmers saying he's going to cut back on spending, because that's also raising inflation. And Pete, another thing that's quite surprised me is that CBA head of Australian economics, Gareth, he was saying there's still a lot of people on fixed rate home loans. So the mortgage cliff hasn't kicked in. So that monetary policy lag, which is always long anyway, is much longer this time. So if she raises, she could actually create a recession that we don't really have. So it's going to take courage to lean against all the economists saying she should raise, but it also takes a lot of courage, to basically, gamble that we could end up in a recession. So it's a really tough call for the Reserve Bank governor. Wow. And by the way, Pete, Reserve Bank governors have been hopeless on interest rates. I've been a commentator for over 3 decades, and I've seen so many mistakes by RBA governors. We won't bring up Dr. Phil Lowe, as I will.
No. Well, I mean, there's some even suggesting there could be a rate rise tomorrow, and then maybe even another one in December. Merry Christmas to all of us. We shall see. Just quickly though, Pete, are the Americans finished with their rate rises?
I think it's a very good case, Pete. Those job numbers were great on Friday. Also, productivity rose as well, all looking very good. And I think the key question is, therefore, is the stock market turning around? I want to bring these numbers up to you. Last week, the NASDAQ was up 5.2%, the S&P 500 up 5.29%, and the Russell 2000, which looks at the smaller cap US companies, was up 6.9%. A very good sign, I think, that interest rate rises are over in the US.
Okay. Good to see you as always, Peter Switzer. Happy punting tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, mate.